Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Woodstock, Georgia. Welcome to Women in Business, where we celebrate influential women making a difference in our community. Now, here's your host.
Hello, this is Lori Kennedy, and I'm your host today for Women in Business, powered by Business RadioX. Stone Payton, our producer, is also in the studio with us, and today we are grateful to have you tuned in with us. Today we have three amazing women, and we are going to get to meet them and hear more about them. First, we have Jennifer Andersen Smith, and she will tell us about herself. She has an organization called Growth Community, and Yin Johnson will tell us about her new endeavors with the insurance world. And then we have Jessica Ligh, who is with JJ Social Light, and we will hear more about that as well. And Jessica, I am going to actually start with you. Why don't you tell us your business name, what you do, how long you've been in business, and just what your business does.
So I own, founder of JJ Social Light, a marketing company, and we're out of Alpharetta. We serve mostly Fulton County, also Cherokee County, and then I have customers all throughout the U.S. We do web design, social media, graphic design, ads, all the things. I love working with the small to mid-size client and really just helping them grow and then kind of plug into the local community and figure out what we can do with them that will help them not only grow business-wise, but also relationally, like how they can help connect to their customer base.
That's great. And didn't you do something in Cherokee County that with a Facebook page or something that became quite the thing?
Yeah. So I didn't start it. Josh Bagby started this Facebook group called Cherokee Connect, and I had known him a little bit, and we kind of really started connecting. And then COVID hit, and I had this idea that he should create a website that would go with the Facebook group. Well, he also had the very same idea. So we were chatting, and he was kind of nervous to pull the plug. But during COVID, we were really working with a lot of the restaurants, trying to do lots of posts about helping them get, word out that they're doing takeout, all the things. I said, Josh, let's just do this. So I said, I'll do it for free. And so I built the website. And there was about 5,000 people in the group, maybe 8,000. He's broken the 50,000.
It's crazy.
Group. And I think there's well over 800 businesses or close to it listed on the directory. So it's a great piece, tool for the local business owner as well as the community. So they can go on the group and find out, hey, who do you know that does really good insurance? Or, I'm looking to learn more about networking or whatever. And the community can collaborate. Business owners for $100 a year can put a listing on there. I mean, I've known so many people, their business has literally taken off just because of Cherokee Connect. So yeah, I built the website for that. And it's just, of course, Josh is great. He does amazing work with the community anyway, so it makes my work very, very easy. But it's been neat. It's been great for me and my business as well. And it's neat to just be able to help because as a marketer, I really can't help people, AdWords charges so much, so not everybody has $5,000 a month to spend on marketing. But for $100, I mean, yeah, I can't get those kind of results at all. So for $100, it really helps, people get out there.
Yeah, for sure. So in reference to the Facebook page, just a curious question. With that many people on there, I would think that there could be some negative talk.
Well,
how do you manage that? Because I haven't seen a lot of it at all on there. Most everything is amazingly positive, but how do you keep an eye on that many people and that much happening?
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, Josh does a lot. I mean, he teases that he's a part-time babysitter for adults,
Right.
Yeah. So, there is that. He actually even just posted, we're going to be starting to not ban people, but mute them if they can't be nice and act like adults.
Okay, so there is some of it. It just doesn't come in my inbox because he's on top of it.
Yeah, we try to be on top of it, but, he's a big advocate of free speech. We're not going to, so, it's always the line. You don't want to, control the situation that we live in this, nirvana, happy little community, and there's nothing negative going on. That's not the case, but it is this balance you're always trying to, and in marketing in general, you're always trying to balance, not every customer is happy,
right.
Not, your husband owns a auto mechanic shop. I'm sure not everybody comes out of there super happy, all the time. Things happen. So it really is indicative of life and business, that Facebook page and community and the diversity and, all of the things.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Well, let's talk to Jennifer.
Okay.
Tell us about who you are, what you do, your business, your company, whatever you want to tell us so that we can know who Jennifer is.
Well, I am the founder of Growth Community, which is really a safe space for you to be able to kind of come back to the person that you always wanted to be or you once were, but life has kind of gotten in the way and you've lost track of that. Kind of lost your way and trying to figure out how to get back. So I am a speaker and an author and a mentor. I have published a book called So That for Relationships a couple of years ago. And that's really a personal transformation memoir about my own life, starting with my childhood, some adverse experiences that I had there, going into teenage pregnancy, and then a very early marriage that lasted 23 years and turned toxic. And then how I pulled myself out of all of that. And then the healing processes that I went through that I felt were the most beneficial for me to become the person that I am today, which I am a very happy, very blessed, very positive person. And I would say to you that 10 years ago, I would have never said any of those words to describe myself. But just by being aware of, the things that happen in life and then the lessons that we can learn from them and then how we can take those lessons and share them with other people. So very much a pay it forward concept, but it's based on the So That principle, which is actually found in the Bible, in Corinthians. So but that's how I've lived my life. And I didn't do it on purpose, knowing this principle. It just kind of all fell together. And I thought, wow, I'm going to put a book together. And if that helps one other person out there have a better life, then I've done my job. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Do you have the scripture address memorized?
Yes. It's 2 Corinthians 1, 3, and 4. I don't have the whole verse memorized, but essentially, to paraphrase, it says that God gives us comfort and mercy in our time of need so that we can share that with others in their time of need.
Okay. I'm familiar with that one.
There you go.
Awesome. All right. Yin, tell us about you, baby girl.
All right. So Yin Johnson here, and I've been in the insurance world for 2 years, going on 2 years. No, past 2 years now at this point. Started my own business, so opened up Johnson Insurance Agency. So that's what we're looking at now. It's still powered by Country Financial. So rocking and rolling there. It's been very interesting as a starting out business owner. I'm thankful, though, having the networking groups, meeting all these people that are willing to support, having the community inside of Cherokee Connect, and it's just phenomenal having all the support and people that you can call and go to and ask questions, because that's what it is at the end of the day, is just laying down the ego and just being humble and being able to ask people questions and figuring out, you're not on your own on this. Everyone's gone through this before, so learn,
So when we started this process talking about coming on the show, you were with Country Financial. Now you're with Johnson Insurance Agency, powered by Country Financial. Can you help us understand what the difference is?
So it's I'm an agency owner through Country. So I own my own office, so everything is ran under me, and I'm rocking and rolling under myself.
So you were an agent before, now you're an agency, and you will have agents.
Yes.
Got it. That's awesome.
Yes.
Congratulations.
It's exciting, but scary.
Yeah. Well, so where is do you have to have a brick and mortar for that? And where is that?
Yes, I do have a brick and mortar. I am on 6th Road, so where Shane's Rib Shack and Verizon Wireless is, right in front of One Life Fitness and stuff. So that's where my office is.
Great. That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to ask you the next question, and we're going to go around the room the other way. Okay. What motivates or inspires you, Yin?
Honestly, it's the community. That's really what's inspiring and motivating for me. Just seeing people support each other, it makes you want to be supportive as well, and being able to give back to the community that helped you. So like through Cherokee Connect, you have all these shout outs, all these people that you've met. You definitely, once you build a relationship, you know that you could trust them. And so it's being able to shout them out, being able to support them and help their business grow as well. And then them doing the same.
And do you feel like we met in Woodstock Business Club? So you feel like that's the same kind of concept that occurs in that location?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I think it's an amazing group of people.
Oh, yes.
Okay. What motivates or inspires you, Jessica?
Well, I originally started the business 9+ years ago. We moved to Atlanta. I had 4 kids at home, and I'm just not really the PTA mom type. I'd probably get beer and pretzels for the party, the school party, watch a movie,
I'm coming to that one.
Yeah. The parents would come, but, anyway. So, I had been a stay-at-home mom for pretty much most of, my kids. And I started kind of just doing a little bit part-time, and I just really, really loved it. And I kind of grew and grew my business. So really, at first, it was motivating, just something that I could do that was for me, because as a mom, everything's always for your kids and your husband, everybody else. And I just really love it. And my business grew and grew. And my husband has been amazingly supportive at first. I was a stay-at-home mom, and now I'm, I'm buying Costco dinners pre-made, heat it up. Yeah. So that's what initially got me going, just kind of doing something for me. But now it's been the community and the businesses. I love getting to know everybody and getting to know the people. I am a boutique agency. I don't take everybody that comes through my door. It has to be a good fit. I have to know that I can help them. I have to see that they're willing to do their side of the work as well. And it has to be a business that I believe in also. So there is some kind of vetting process, but now seeing them grow and just having those relationships with people in the community is just great. I love doing that. I could never really quit, because that's just what fuels me.
Yeah. You did a website for some of our really good friends, the Blacks.
Yes, I do a T Black Hardscape.
Yes,
by the way,
awesome.
They have done some work for me. They do hardscapes, and they do just wonderful, wonderful work. Actually, I just chatted with her the other day. She said they're getting 3 to 4 leads a week from their website alone.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it helps that they do fantastic work. And Troy
he's awesome.
Yeah, he's out there, hauling the bricks with them. He did our thing. He's out there with the guys. He just doesn't show up, give you the invoice and leave. He's out there making sure the work's done right.
Yeah.
So I love seeing that. They had this website that was in the top 10 worst website I have to see. I did tell them that, so it's not news to them. She said it was it was like inviting people over to your home, and it's just such a mess. You're just so embarrassed when people see it. And so anyway, I love seeing that. She just told me, we're getting so busy, 3 to 4 leads from the website alone. So if I can do that for someone, that I love that.
Yeah, she's definitely shouting your praises.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, Jennifer, tell us what motivates or inspires you.
I love hearing people's stories. So just like that, your story, the different things about the different people in the community, and hearing the stories of how people have transformed their lives. And I figured out a few years ago that what really gets me going every day is being able to help somebody, whether that's through growth community, or I also do mortgages for residential. So if it's helping someone get a mortgage and buy a house and change their life that way, it's definitely something that is what gets me up every morning, is knowing I can help somebody.
Now, this mortgage thing is a new job for you, yes? And aren't you serving a specific people group?
So a couple of things about that. I've actually been in the mortgage business for over 30 years. So yes, this position is new. I work with Regions Bank, and specifically I work with community mortgages. And while I can do a mortgage for anyone up or down the spectrum of mortgage world, we do in the community section, we really try to find people who are low to moderate income borrowers who need maybe a little bit of help with their credit, or they need help with a specialized program, and also with down payment assistance. And so we actually have an internal program at Regions with a down payment assistance that we are able to help people. You know, you have to fall into certain criteria, but we are able to give them $5,000 to help with that down payment.
Oh, that's so awesome.
It's very, very rewarding.
Wow, I love that. So how does who you are as a person reflect in what you do, Jennifer?
Well, that's super easy because, I mean, I wrote the book about myself, so there you go.
Okay.
But, you know, butterflies are a big part of my symbolism in what I do. And I think all of us can say that a butterfly, we know that symbolizes new life, right? And a new chance and a new experience. And that's definitely what the transformation is about when you go from, you know, understanding, realizing that, hey, I'm in this dark pit where I can't even see my hand in front of my face. I'm so lost. And then you start to, you know, hear someone at the top of that pit that, you know, oh, hey, maybe there is someone up there who can help me. And that's where I come in, is I'm that person that, you know, when you think about, what do I need to do? How do I need to get there? You know, we don't all have the answers. And that's why I love like groups like this, like just this 4 ladies right here, and Stone, you too. But I love it because women need to be there for one another. You know, if you look back in biblical times, that is exactly what they did, you know, I mean, and we have gotten so far away from that in our world that we're all competing and striving against one another, when, you know, if we could just figure out how to lift each other up, it would actually lift all of us up.
Yes.
And
yes.
that's definitely a theme in my life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love a couple of things you said. First of all, about the darkness, because I feel like when you compare that to the life of a butterfly, which of course starts as a caterpillar, the darkness could signify, some people look at darkness as difficult times, obviously. But could you be creating something new during that time? Could that be a cocooning period, so to speak? Because this is an interesting fact that I didn't know I haven't known for very long, but the DNA of a caterpillar is different than the DNA of a butterfly. It is a new creation. It's a different creature. It's a different type of creature. Mm-hmm. So who you are before you began this process of darkness changes you into this new beautiful thing at the end. I just think it's so cool when you look at some of that, how that plays out in our lives.
Well, you know, that's where transformation comes from. But quite honestly, even a stronger word that fits that even better is transfiguration.
Wow, that's awesome. Jessica, tell us how who you are as a person reflects in what you do.
Well, I mean, I like to get things done right. I don't like to do things halfway. So I feel one of the biggest frustrations as a marketer in my business, I'll get people that will call me. Actually, I just had someone call me that said, I paid $15,000 for this website, and I didn't know that I was only renting it. So as soon as we didn't, you know, and I was just, I could not believe it. Or I'll get, you know, I'll see a website and we get in the back end. I won't bore anybody with that, but it's just such a mess. Like, people took shortcuts. They didn't think about that business owner, that they're not going to be able to do these things going forward. They just did what their little job that they get paid for. They didn't take the time to inform the client of different options they have that may not include you, and that's okay.
Yeah.
What's the best for them? So that really kind of drives me to do it correctly and do things right. What's the best fit for the other person? I just don't like, and of course my kids I mean, you've met my oldest son. He's a Marine. I always tease that it was easier for him to join the Marines and continue staying at home. I just don't, I don't like halfway. So, I think that helps me be good at what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, Ian, what about you? How does who you are as a person reflect in what you do?
I definitely agree with what Jessica said on doing things right. So in the insurance world, if you're not covered correctly and something happens, it's danger. So when and if a claim happens and their policy is not written correctly, or if like they're cutting corners on coverages just because it made the premium cheaper, you are not protected, And so I like to take time with my clients or even prospects or just people that have questions. I like to educate and go over what they have currently, because if I could change your policy and what you have currently and you could stay, that's great, because I could help you realize, like, okay, this is what you're paying for, this is what you're covered for, and I'm going to show you how to do it correctly. And I'll like walk them through, like, okay, this is what this means, this is what that means. And just taking the time to do it correctly the first time and make sure that that person is protected, their family's protected. Because at the end of the day, I've, seen houses like get burned down and they're like, yeah, you're not covered correctly, or that house is not written as a house, It's just different things that if not written correctly, your claim will get denied. And so definitely taking the time to go over all of that.
That feels scary.
Yes.
So tell us, how do you use your influence in the community?
Let's see. I'm still a newbie in Cherokee County. So being in the networking groups, though, has definitely brought like a whole new light for me. Definitely in meeting all these people, getting to know them, building that relationship helps influence me and my character, because then people realize, oh, okay, she's not just trying to sell someone on getting a policy. She's trying to educate people and highlight their coverages and being like, okay, like, this is what you need, because insurance changes throughout your life. So I use that influence to educate and help people realize, okay, this is how you're going to protect yourself correctly.
I had something else in mind for your answer, and that was, aren't you doing trivia now?
Yes. So
do you have like trivia where you only ask insurance questions?
No, okay. Unfortunately not. I think that would be scary for people. So yeah, I actually do I partner up with Mesmerize Media. And so I help Tim and Jared out with running trivia over at the Woodstock Beer Market. So I do trivia and bingo night there, and it's awesome. Getting to meet a whole bunch of people there as well and building relationships.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
It is so fun.
Okay. Jessica, tell us, how do you use your influence in the community?
I think I just want to be helpful and inform people, even if it's something I can tell them to do that's free, or help them learn to not pay $15,000 for a website that you're going to rent. Exactly. That you're not going to own. Yeah. So I really just try to educate people and let them know what to look for. Even if you don't go with me, these are the things you need to know and be aware of.
Yeah. I feel like as well, when you said yes to the Cherokee Connect thing for free, you had no idea how much influence that was going to have later on.
Yeah, no, it really was just spur of the moment. There's another reason also, I won't go into that, but it was mostly because we've got to do something. And I know I can help. I can only order so much food to go. Yeah. And then also I almost exclusively use only Cherokee Connect people. For services. So I always try, since I am a moderator in a group, I always try to, take a picture of what I've done and give them what I've had done, give them a shout out. Hey, look what I just had tile done today. So I know the guy he's done a ton of work in my house. I'm always called Mike. I tried to paint the tile. I thought I could just paint the tile. And they laughed at me. So I'm like, Mike, I gotcha. So, I'll post that picture. Like, they came and helped me because I stupidly thought I could paint tile and do it very, very cheap. And
it was worth a try.
It was worth a try. My cheap and quick project came out very expensive and very long. So, yeah. So anyway.
Not what you planned.
Yeah. It's not what I had planned on to, and of course I've gotten, plenty of work through Cherokee Connect, which I'm extremely grateful. That's not why I did it. But, sometimes when you do things not expecting anything in return, it comes back. So that's been great. But if I can turn around and then also help other people's businesses, hey, Jennifer here. Yeah, did, help me with my LinkedIn or help me, with some coaching. And then I can give that. I can leverage my position in the group and help other people's businesses.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right, Jennifer, the same question for you. How do you use your influence in the community?
So, first of all, I want to say for Cherokee Connect, technically I live in Cobb, although I'm closer to Woodstock than Marietta. But, and I follow that group, and we are actually hiring a guy to come and do some work in our yard because he was recommended when someone else asked a similar question. So it's absolutely powerful. And I know my daughter does custom cookies, and she has gotten so much work off of that website. So, yes, very, very powerful.
I'm going to need some cookies soon, I'm sure.
They're so good. But for me, I built my own community also. So, growth community is about having a safe space, and very much the same way with Cherokee Connect, right? You have the moderators and you have the website built the way you do so that people can feel comfortable talking about what they need to talk about, and not, get slammed for it like we are so quick to do in so many places. And so I like to think that, by just putting out a social post that says, chin up today, not every day's got to be I killed it today. Maybe some days it's just I got through it day. Just putting that out there for somebody who is having one of those days where it's like, this sucks. Maybe hearing that, seeing that social post will help them feel like, you know what, it's okay. I can have a day like that. Or, the mom that's just exhausted and tired because, I think we've all been there or will be there maybe someday, that you are just exhausted, you're tired, you're done, and giving yourself that permission to be exhausted and tired and done. And that's okay. And even if, my community just reaches into one person's life at a time, it's still a community. And that's what matters.
Well, one of the things that you mentioned is on my list to ask anyway, and that's about mentorship. So are you being mentored, and are you mentoring others, and what does that look like?
I am currently searching for a mentor. This is something that, I'm going to say my age. I'm 50. And I know. I'm good with it now, but, last year was rough. But I'm good now. But I realized a couple of years ago, actually about a year ago, as I'm approaching my 50th birthday, that that is something I missed out on. I never really got on the boat there with the mentoring or the coaching in my career. And I really do encourage people to do that because I think it can make a huge impact in being able to figure out your career and your trajectory that way. But also in figuring out what your personal passion is, because my life got so kind of skewed sideways that I didn't even know what my own desires and passions were, what my dreams. I remember specifically being asked, what are your goals? And I said, I don't know. I don't have any goals. What are you talking about? And I was like 30 years old. I mean, what 30-year-old doesn't have goals? You should have goals, right? But so right now I'm searching for a mentor. So if you know anyone who's looking for a mentee, but yes, I mean, actually part of what I do, I don't call it coaching. I call it mentoring. And the reason is because I think a mentor just kind of walks alongside you. You make all your own decisions. You choose to take the action steps or not. The mentor is just there to kind of be a sounding board more than anything. And if you're going a little bit sideways, maybe help kind of get you back in that lane. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Understood. Jessica? Who is mentoring you, and how are you mentoring others?
Yeah, I would love to do both. I'm originally from Seattle, so my husband and I, we lived in Seattle I lived most of my life. My husband will not admit to any of that. Anyway.
There's a story.
Yeah, there's a story there. He says he lived in Seattle 19 years and it took him 20 years to get out. But in our church life and actually in business, we both had mentors all our early marriage. And if it wasn't for them, we would not still be married. I know for a fact. It was so vitally important personally, especially my husband actually is a coach now. So he is a coach for anxiety and depression. And all that, everything that was poured into him and us, he's able to give back now. And I mean, I'm a huge advocate of it. I tried to even start a mentorship group in our church, and our old church here, and it didn't pan out. I find that sometimes people are just apprehensive to kind of get down and dirty, you know. Yeah. So I think some people are just scared to do that. But I think it's so, so important to have that.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Yen?
I consider everyone in my networking group, so like Woodstock, Canton, Ball Ground, everyone, they're all my mentors. Like, I love being able to sit down with someone and just ask them questions and just like try to figure my way around things, especially being a first-time business owner. It's just awesome having that support. I would love to mentor. I would love to mentor first-time business owners as well and help them kind of figure out the steps and just kind of help guide them through as well, because it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. I am 27, so trying to figure out all of this has been really interesting, but the mentorship that I've gotten from just the community and the people I've met, and just even in my own industry, in the insurance industry, everyone that I've met insurance-wise, like Josh Bagby and like Derek Good and everyone like that, they've just been able to support. Like, I can just call them up and just be like, hey, quick question for you. Have you ever dealt with this? You know, or something like that. And they'll help me out. They'll meet with me. We'll grab lunch and just talk it over. It's phenomenal.
That's awesome. Well, who is in your household? Tell us about your family.
So my little household is just my husband and I, and we have 2 dogs.
Dogs?
Yes.
Tell me more.
We're a dog family. So I have a husky mix. So before Locke and I were dating, I adopted Ripley from the Blue Ridge Humane Society. And she's a wonderful, wonderful dog. She is melted butter in dog form is what she is. She's amazing. She is like the most lovable creature. She just wants to cuddle with you. And that's all she wants to do, which is so interesting because huskies are normally not like that. But if she could get on the couch with you, or if you have treats, she's all about you. Gotcha. And then our youngest dog that we have is a blue heeler, full blood. And she's a little psychotic. Like, I adore her. Like, she's very intelligent, but she's so intelligent that she knows that she could break your rules. If you're not watching her, she's like, okay, you're not watching me anymore. And then she'll go do the things that she knows that she was not supposed to do.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
All right, Jessica, who is in your household?
So my husband. So we've been married 23 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and I've got 4 kids, 3 older ones, and a little bonus one. So I have a 22-year-old. This is how I remember how long I've been married. It's 1 year after. So if he's 22, we've been married 23 years. We just figured this out. This is how smart we are. So I've got a 22-year-old that's Marine. He just came home, and I hadn't seen him in almost 3 years, which is great. He was in Japan during COVID and stuff, so I didn't get to visit him or do any of the things, which is very disappointing. I have a 20-year-old, and he is in the Army, and he's stationed in El Paso. And then I have an 18-year-old daughter who should be graduating this year, and then a 12-year-old little guy that pretty much runs a house, and he does whatever he wants, and he's pretty much an adult already, and and he's great. So, and we have 2 dogs that are both psychotic and crazy, and I wish
feel that.
Yeah, I wish they were like butter, and they are not. I grew up in a dog family, and these are not great dogs, and so anyway, I shall digress.
Well, thank you for keeping them and not kicking them out to the road, right?
No, I won't do that. And my kids would hate me for it, and I could never do that, honestly. But
who's in your home?
So in my home, we are pretty quiet. It's my husband and I for the most part. We have been married just under 5 years. So, but we have a blended family that we have 9 children. And the youngest one of those does live with us kind of part-time. He's in the Guard right now. So he's 20. He's trying to figure out what he's doing all the time, which is great. I'm glad he's trying to figure it out. And then we have 15 grandchildren. So
15.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So all but one of the children and 2 of the grandchildren live here in Georgia and are within easy driving distance. And we have a couple that are out in the state of Washington. But yeah, so that was my Easter was, I think we had just shy of 30 people in my house. So thank God it did not rain.
Oh, wow, right? That way you could be outside some. Well, tell me about a mistake that you've made in your business and then what you learned from it.
Oh, that's easy. So, first of all, there's a million of them, right? But the biggest thing that jumps out immediately is not following my gut. Compromising on, especially when you're a writer or an artist, which all of us are creative beings. So, I know that Jessica, with what you do, you use your creativity every day. And Yin, even though you're in insurance, there's still ways that you can use your creativity every day. And obviously being in this art form, Lori, you can definitely use yours. But all of us are creative beings. And so we have this desire to have things the way that we see them and perceive them and putting our best foot forward on that stuff. And the very first time that I published my book, I was kind of pushed by my author coach to publish it immediately. And so I did because I didn't know better. And this time around with the reformatting and adding 10,000 words and republishing it, should have been out like a couple of months ago. And I'm just making sure we do it right because I'm not going to do this one again. I'm ready to write the next book. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely go with your gut. Do not compromise.
Jessica, what about you?
Yeah, I would piggyback on that, go with your gut. Just because I feel like I've done things that people have pushed me to do or clients have pushed me to do, or maybe have taken clients and they pushed boundaries. Maybe I can only get on a call at 9 p.m. at night, because I'm busy during the day. And I would do it, and then I'm mad that they're calling me on the weekend. So not setting proper boundaries. And then I'm working all the time. And then I love what I do. I found myself hating, like Friday, I was just like dreading, what I was doing. So now, I have boundaries and a schedule and, I rarely go outside of that boundary just because I know what I can do and I want to be the most effective. But I think as women, we tend to feel guilty, like maybe, I should do this, or we just let people push our boundaries and we always kind of second guess ourselves. And I've just done things that I felt like I'm supposed to do and not just said no. And I can say no very easy and, asking you if no in my family, but for whatever in business, I had a hard time saying no. Yeah. And somebody wanted me to do a website, but they only had $500 and I would, and it should have been $4,000 and I would do it, okay, well, maybe we'll just do this and this. And I would just do it. And then I'm resentful because I did all of this work and then they only paid me $500 and then they expected $5,000 worth of work. And, the expectations were, you paid, and I'm like, you paid $500 and they expected $5,000 worth of work and then no one's happy. So now I just set those little, I like fences, lots of fences and proper expectations, and not everybody's a good fit, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about you? Mistakes and what you've learned?
You can't please everyone. That's what I've come to realize pretty quickly when I started in insurance, especially in the insurance field. You cannot make everyone happy. Premium changes are bound to happen. We all know this. We've all had insurance throughout our whole lives. That is probably the biggest thing, is just you can't please everyone. And don't be sad if you're told no.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get told no a lot in the business world. But just taking that with stride and just keep going. It's going to be fine. And just realize that with every no, there's going to be a yes somewhere. And then the other part is, yes, the boundaries. Yeah, laying out the boundaries where, yeah, I'm not on work right now. I'm not on shift right now because I need me time. Realizing that also. And the last part is probably realizing that I cannot do everything by myself 24/7. I need to bring on a good counterpart that's able to support and also build the business.
That's great. All right. We have just a couple more questions. This one, I'm going to ask all of you, and then we're going to talk about how to get in touch with your businesses. Do you have a message that is for women specifically? Jessica, I'll start with you.
I always say don't use competition. Always collaborate. So I'm a big collaborator, not competition. I have many friends in the marketing industry, and we're maybe direct competitors, and we're still friends. Because sometimes, maybe I can help them, and maybe they can help me, and we've shared clients, or maybe I can do this. So I'm a big, women sometimes negatively, we see each other's competition, and there's no reason for that, because I'm not for everybody, you're not for everybody, and if we can help each other out. So, don't look at everybody as competition. Even if they're direct competitors to you, you can still be friendly. And I think you can learn from each other. There's plenty of business out there. There's no reason that you have to, claw people to death and be not nice about it. So, yeah, look as people as not as competition, but potential collaborators.
Jennifer, what about you?
I just like to tell women you're not alone. You might feel like your story, the stuff you're going through, no one else has ever gone through it or felt it or dealt with it. And if I've learned nothing else since I published a book, I have learned that that's not true. And which is actually why I published it, was because I wanted women to know that, there's parts of my story that probably resonate with every single person in this room. And quite honestly, every single person listening to this. There may not be the whole story, but there's parts of it. And just a little bit of kindness and compassion of thinking about that. I don't know what's going on in Yin's life after she leaves here today, or what happened to Jessica this morning before she came in. But if I can be a little bit kinder to her, then maybe she'll turn around and be a little bit kinder to the next person she deals with, So it's the same thing. It's a collaboration as opposed to competition. You're not alone. None of us is an island, and you definitely need to, extend a little bit more kindness. It's nothing off of your nose to do that. So,
yeah. And what is your message for women today?
Those are both really good ones that Jessica and Jennifer just gave. I mean, for me, it's just realizing that you can put your foot down. If you feel uncomfortable in a situation, business-wise or personal life, if you feel uncomfortable, put your foot down, say no. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Feel comfortable in that you are not alone. There are some people that are going through the same thing, and if you don't feel comfortable, leave. Leave the situation. It could be work life. If, you have a whole lot of stress and you're not happy there, mental health is a really, really serious topic. Get out of it. Find something that fulfills you.
Yeah, that's great. All right. This is last one, and that is, tell us how to get in touch with your business.
Well, for me, it's very easy to get a hold of me. So I have a Facebook business page that a lot of people like to just go through, and it's the easiest part because then it'll pop up like a chat page and you could chat me and it'll instantly pop up on my phone. My cell phone number is on the page, so you could text me as well. Call me with questions or anything. And I have a website, like a business website landing page that some people will go through that as well.
Okay. And what are those addresses?
Oh, geez.
Like what is your Facebook called?
So the Facebook page is Yin Johnson Insurance Agency, LLC.
Okay. And you had said the other thing was a website.
Yes, right? The website. The website will be countryfinancial.com/yin.quoc.
And that's spelled?
YIN.QUOC as in cat.
Awesome. Thanks, Yin. Mm-hmm. All right, Jessica, how can people get in touch with your business?
Just you can find me. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, all the things. Of course, I do social media, so you're supposed to do those things. And I have a website. So it's JJ Social Light, and my last name is Light, like a light bulb, Light. So it's a little bit of play on words. So it's social and then light, Light. So jjsociallight.com. If you want to book a free consult, I have a button right at the top right. That's your highest converting section on the website, by the way, top right.
Yes.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Take notes.
Yeah, so take notes. Whatever you want the user to do, put in the top right. So I have a book now. You can book a free Zoom call right from there.
I'm writing that down along with the Corinthian scripture.
Yeah.
All right. Jennifer, tell us how to get in touch with you and your business.
Sure. So my website is my name, Jennifer Andersen Smith. Just FYI, it is Andersen with an EN because we are Danish. And so it's Jennifer Andersen Smith. You can see my book on there. The book title is So That for Relationships. Do not order the book right now, but definitely go to the website and be part of the community. Just jump in and do the little contact us form. And then you can actually be on the list of people who hear about it first. So that's the best way to get me. I am on Facebook and Instagram and all those places as well, but JenniferAndersonSmith.com, and that way you can click on all the links to go to all the places.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, for being here today. And remember, if you already know everything, you are sure to know.